Good day, everyone. I am Ancherina Domingo from BSHM 3B, and for today's video, we will answer the oral question numbers 17 to 26. Oral question number 17. Give 3 examples of HK requests that may be made by guests.
The guest may require additional equipment in their room, extra tea, coffee, sugar, and milk sachets, and instructions on how to work equipment.
Oral question number 18. Why is it important to advise the guest how long a request may be completed?
By supplying the time frame, the room attendant is showing that the request has been taken seriously and is giving the guest an expectation about the service to be provided. The time frame may also take into account other things the room attendant has to do both to finish their allocated work and meet the unexpected guest request. However, should this time frame change for any reason, the room attendant must inform the guest of the progress being made with their request and supply the guest with a new revised time frame and the reason for the change in time. By doing this, the guests will then be able to adjust their expectations. They may not like the revised time frame, but at least they are aware of it and can plan accordingly and know that something is being done to satisfy them. This will help ensure greater customer satisfaction.
Oral question number 19. Give 2 instances in which a housekeeper may liaise with another staff to help deliver a service requested by a hotel guest.
First, if you think that you're unable to provide the request on your own, you should always be prepared to ask help from others. You should also be prepared to help others when they ask for assistance. And also, when you receive a request from a guest who appeared to be annoyed, upset, or affected by drugs or alcohol, then you should always obtain help from another staff.
Oral question number 20. Why is it useful to demonstrate how to use an item requested by the guest as opposed to just delivering it to the guest room?
This may be because guests have had no experience with this sort of item or because they have no experience with the type or model of equipment in the room. It should be remembered that in most situations, the guest is likely to feel embarrassed at having to ask for help, so this must be taken into account when providing advice and assistance.
Oral question number 21. The guest asks for the number of the maintenance department. Are you going to give it to them or are you going to ask them if there is a room concern? Why?
For me, if the guest asks for the number of the maintenance department, I am going to ask first if they have a room concern. Because to let them know that I can organize or do it for them specifically. I will call the maintenance department if there is a major concern in the guest room that I can't do or handle as a housekeeper.
Oral question number 22. Give 3 examples of suspicious or dangerous circumstances you would report to management when providing housekeeping services to the guest.
The suspicious or dangerous circumstances may include: first, is a weapon found in a room, whether the room is a stay room or departed room. Second is evidence of drug taking in a room, including the presence of drug paraphernalia. And lastly, person behaving nervously or anxiously in a corridor, stairwell, near a storeroom, in the guest laundry, etc.
Oral question number 23. What are examples of inappropriate behavior that an employee must be aware of? How would you respond appropriately?
Inappropriate behavior may include aggressive, rude, and antisocial behavior by patrons or members of the public who are on the premises, patrons who refuse to leave the premises when asked to do so, and people who swear or use any form of abusive language, including racist or sexist terms. Whenever a sign of a problem is identified, you must be proactive in addressing it, which may include having a word with those involved and asking them politely to modify their behavior or language. Also, escorting persons away from the area or out of the venue. And lastly, advising patrons of what is expected and acceptable.
Oral question number 24. Give examples of areas that are considered unsecured.
Unsecured areas include areas which should be closed but are open, areas where windows should be closed or locked but are open or unlocked, areas where lighting is on when it should be off, areas which present a tempting target for thieves or other illegal activity, and areas where alarms should be activated but they are not.
Oral question number 25. What are the actions to take when handling a suspicious package?
Where a suspicious package is identified, the appropriate response is first, do not touch it. Leave it alone. And then, make immediate local inquiries to see if you can identify the owner. The owner may have just wandered away, be speaking to staff at reception, or be at the bar obtaining a drink. Next is phone the police and report the finding. Stay on the line until told to hang up. Answer the questions asked to the best of your ability. Internal requirements may require you to notify management first. Adhere to venue policy in this regard. Then, evacuate people from the immediate area. You may elect to evacuate people from a wider area depending on the nature of what you have found. Lastly, turn off anything likely to trigger an explosion, such as mobile phones, pagers, and electronic devices.
Oral question number 26. What is the golden rule when it comes to handling bomb threats?
The golden rule when it comes to handling bomb threats is it's always a genuine emergency.